Francis and Did. Today I would like to narrate the infamous, or I should say famous Singaporean bloggers Facebook status post. A bit of disclaimer that I do not own any copyrights of his post, so without further ado, let's begin. Amos Facebook status post, January 31st, 2017. I realize every activist who presents a sad, traumatic experience whenever they get imprisoned by a tyrannical government has been going about it the wrong way. They think portraying their time in prison as sad or traumatic would cause the public to feel anger toward the government and be more willing to speak up for these activists. But what actually happens is that creates fear in an already frightened population and makes them less likely to speak up. So I think if a human rights activist is unjustly sent to prison for both their mental health, public image, and social influence, it's important to portray the jail experience like it's just a mild inconvenience, and really for most people it is. Unless you are sent to jail for more than 6 months, which is very unlikely for illegal public protest or for exercising free speech, not much of your life is wasted, and you can actually spend that time in jail productively by exploring your mind and coming up with new ideas that can change the world, or for the most people read books, and you can be truly lucky enough to get writing materials and TVs in there. You are not going to get tortured at all in jail, I think, unless you are in a really awful backward countries like the ones in the Middle East. The biggest challenge you will face is most likely boredom, but most people would have suffered years of mundanity in school or the workforce. So compared to that, it really is a breeze. Therefore, portraying a prison experience is like a walk in the park. It's honest. In fact, portraying it's as torturous, or it's most likely dishonest. I'm getting this impression that the public feels like the prisoners are anxious, fearful, and shivering the entire time they are in their cell, which is the bollocks. You have a short period of shock, perhaps the first time you set foot in prison, but after a few days you get over it and hopefully start enjoying the relaxed atmosphere and the variety of interesting personalities around you. So I think everyone should start presenting and viewing a short prison experience truthfully as simply a non-traumatic mild inconvenience, and not some absolutely life-ruining experience that completely destroys your family's fucked up legacy. Reducing the fear of prison amongst citizens will make them more comfortable and be willing to conduct illegal public protest and criticize religion and the government boldly in an anti-free speech tyrannical countries that need reform, because this sacrifice will be seen as truly miscue and that will liberate the masses from fear of expressing rebelling towards the totalitarianism, and creates the change society needs to free the masses from poverty and economic enslavement. The people must rise. This is Francis and Dad. Thank you for listening and watching. Signing off. Bye-bye.